All right, and we are live here from the First GenXers studios. It is the one and only First GenXers presents the Cheap Pop Podcast right here on Twitch TV. I am here with two gentlemen you guys should know by now because, man, unless today is the first day you didn't tuned in, you know that man to my right is the one and only Rune Scryer. What's up, Dave?
Hey, hey.
And below me, you know what? Let's change this up real quick. Hold on. Let's do like this. There we go. All right. Now you two are on. Now the man up and to my right in my old spot is now the one and only man with the master plan, Agent K28, the same. What's up, bro?
What's good, man? What's good? What's
All right.
good?
So,
You already know what time it is.
yep. Like we always
To the
like.
shenanigans.
We always like to start hot
Yep.
here at the Cheap Pop Podcast. Even the puppies put in their 2 cents. You know, they don't even know what we're talking about, and they already chiming in. Anyway, we are going to open up with an announcement that came out just days ago. Just days ago. That if you go to the website and you check it out, Marvel has officially removed Blade from the 2025 Marvel release
Yep.
lineup. This movie has had more will they won't they's than Ross and Rachel. It,
Yo.
it's starting to get on my nerves. Either give us Blade or kill the project. Like
Yeah.
I'm seriously over this. Like, oh, it's back on. Oh, it's not. Oh, it's back on with this person, but
Look,
not with this person, but without that
look,
person, but with a
look.
different
Me,
director and a new writer and a different city and now a
listen.
white
This
blade.
movie,
Anyway.
this movie, this movie, this movie has been involved in fuckery politics since they first announced it.
Yeah.
Even with the little drop scene, even with the little drop scene with with Black Knight,
At the end of
and
Eternals. Yeah.
yeah,
Internals, yeah.
with the Eternals, like okay, like, and I still wasn't feeling it. I mean, no disrespect, no disrespect to Mr. Ali or what have you, because goodness gracious, he's related to our closest friend or what have you. But you know, I just can't really, I just can't really see. Maybe it's because it's me. Maybe it's because I can't see past Wesley Snipes. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
It.
ice
Yeah.
skating up a motherfucking hill. You know that, and that's his. He still got that.
I. I.
Oh,
I. I totally get you. I mean, the first new Iron Man film,
yeah.
I'm gonna feel the same way. This is our Sean Connery, Roger Moore moment right here.
See, and I think that's the difference for me. I loved Wesley Snipes' Blade. I've seen Wesley Snipes' Blade today. I don't want a full movie of that. So for me, you were gonna have to bring in a new Blade no matter what. I think Ali
Right.
fit the look. I kind of liked his choice. I was interesting to see. It was interesting to me to see where they were gonna go with it because as much as people didn't like the original trilogy or the finale to the original trilogy, that trilogy has been wrapped up. Like we gotta let it go. Like, yeah, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he had his moment in Deadpool and Wolverine. I think he could have a moment as a cameo in whatever, whether it's a Blade TV show or a Blade movie, whatever they end up doing. Even though we've done the Blade TV show already with Sticky Fingers,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah.
uh,
Let's pretend we
we
didn't
didn't do
mention
that.
that.
All right,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
but like I just say it like this. I love the idea of a new Blade. I hope that at some point this movie gets made before it's too late. And what I mean by that is of course you can remake Blade whenever you want. It's never too late. But there's a certain window you're working with here of dealing with the age group that actually remembers the original Blade and has that nostalgia thought process about it. So you're running out of time before we ain't gonna be here no more.
Right.
Yeah,
But
yeah, no, and I get that. I
Yeah.
just, there was it's just like it's kind of like corporate edging. It's like you want the feeling, you definitely know it's there, but then all of a sudden it just falls flat.
yeah,
You know what I'm
the
saying? And it's like, ah,
the problem is that the hardcore fanboys, spelled with an I, not a Y,
Yeah.
but the hardcore fanboys are really screwing things up for Marvel. Marvel's trying to appeal to the greatest audience that they can.
Right.
And the problem is that there's always going to be a segment who is going to not accept the level of diversity that Blade requires,
Yeah.
that Captain Marvel requires, that Miss Marvel requires. Okay, give you a prime example. Okay, X-Men 97. Okay, 4 point some odd million viewers, hailed as a masterpiece by the fan community.
Yeah.
Agatha all along, 7 to 8 million viewer opening on Disney Plus.
mhm.
Same platform,
Platform. Yeah.
same fan base, and it's decried as woke garbage.
All because two of the female characters have a relationship, which by
Right.
now folks should be standard
Well,
practice. Like,
more than that, it's females in general breaking out of the male dominated status quo
hey,
and standing up for themselves. Is that this series passes what's called the Bechdel test.
yeah,
I don't know how many people are familiar with that,
no,
but
I'm not.
the Bechdel test was named after a web cartoonist who proposed that in order to be a legitimate film about women, women have to have some type of relationship, non-romantic, that doesn't involve the discussion of men.
Right,
And that's the thing about Agatha all along. It doesn't involve men.
right.
And you're talking about a fandom that is traditionally heavy male dominated.
Yes,
I
100%.
mean, it used to be heavily white male dominated and still to an extreme extent is, but we remember when Milestone first came out and a lot of the comics community was like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this equal opportunity? Is this
Equal, yeah,
equal? Yeah,
equal treatment
this
stuff.
I can't remember. I mean, we've switched it to DEI now rather than
Yeah,
what affirmative action. What the hell is this affirmative action crap
yeah.
in there? And these were great stories. These were great characters.
Some
Yeah,
people,
well,
some people can't
Yeah,
get past their surface issues with something. Go on, say.
because they
well,
can't. Yeah, go.
Go ahead.
no. What I was gonna say was because see during that time also that was what we call during that era because when Milestone hit, there were other characters. There were other black comic book characters. There was a company called the Mia, which
Hmm.
nobody really respected as much because it was more stereotypical than anything. But then there's this guy named Guy Sims who created this character named Brother Man who started kind of like I'm not gonna say the father
Keep going,
of
say.
it,
I'll be right
but
back.
he made those kind of moves. And then um right when Milestone came in, then they called what they called the first black age of comics. Characters or creators like Alonzo Washington, Tortel Henry. Um, you have a guy named
It's
Roger Bates
yeah.
out of Oakland,
It's when
and
Christopher Priest and Ta-Nehisi Coates
yeah,
completely
and
revamped Black Panther and Luke Cage.
well, that was a little bit later on, but I was
Okay,
talking, like in the very part of the
right.
of the early '90s because see during that time I was doing PR work for Oakland Comics, so
Okay.
I had the opportunity to meet some of these creators, but also at the same time, um, we had the opportunity to publish our own stories and
Hmm.
work independently, and that was at a great time. When
Yeah.
Milestone, when they said that when he was known only as Static but not Static Shock.
Right.
You feel what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Oh yeah.
it's like where it is. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to the one and only lovely, lovely radio show, the one
Yeah.
and only Miss Toy in the building.
We love having her show up in our streams.
Yes, we do. Yes,
Yeah.
we do. Yes, we
But
do.
yeah,
All right,
I
oh,
mean,
hold on. And I also want to go ahead and give a shout out to the one and only DJ Triplicious in the building, representing for Built for This Network. What's
yeah.
going on? What's happening, Miss Jersey? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? All right.
But
So yeah,
the bottom line is that people like me cannot get over the fact that there are things created not catering to people like me.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch Agatha all along. You don't have to watch whatever gets put out. Okay?
Exactly.
It's not
yeah.
made for you. Admit that. Not the I'm sorry, but the harsh truth is that the universe does not revolve around the white male perspective. It certainly is centered around it,
Yeah.
but it's okay for there to be things that do not cater to you.
Yeah. For things like that.
Go,
Well, here's the thing about it. It's just like I think even beyond the, I'll take it to a different level of it. The white male thing is one thing. I think just comic book readers, and to an extent, specifically male comic book readers, but comic book readers in general have to realize that the whole comic book live action thing is kind of taking on a life of its own.
mhm.
And as much as you have guys like Kevin Feige and stuff like that, and some directors, so on and so forth, that want to stay as true, John Favreau, that want to stay as true to the original content as possible, whenever content switches mediums, it has a tendency to morph and change. And so to expect everything to be exactly how you saw it when you read it 50 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago in the
Exactly.
comics is kind of unreasonable because it has to change when it grows to a new medium, and we're in a different time.
Yeah.
So I think that comic book readers in general need to get to the fact that the MCU, what will soon be the DCU, is its own entity, and they're telling you their own stories that will have a base in what you
Yeah.
read in the original comics, but they will be their own stories, their own versions of those stories.
Exactly. And y- you know, like I said, we just have to get used to that there is stuff that is not necessarily made to pander to us.
All right.
And the status quo, telling the status quo that something is not designed to be consumed by you is always going to be hard.
Yep.
And you know, it's it's just the thing is that the these companies, Disney and Warner Brothers, they need to make a decision. It's time for them to shit or get off the pot. Okay, literally.
Everybody's doing that. I mean,
Yeah, but they need to basically decide, are we going to let the focus groups of a bunch of angry white men hold us back from moving forward into a wider audience?
Yes.
Because I mean, this is the this is literally the
I miss.
megaphone minority
Yeah.
yelling and screaming about, lack of tradition, and
Lack
they
of what?
put lack about the lack of respect for tradition, respect for the original character. They don't remember
Hmm.
that back in the day, they don't remember how innovative and diverse and inclusive Marvel comics were.
Yep.
You know,
But
it's and they don't remember the spirit that Jack Kirby brought in
yeah.
to Marvel
Right.
Comics. They
And
just see they just see less representation of themselves and
hmm
cry. It's like you still got 99 heroes to choose from. What's the problem with having a black man, a white lesbian, or whatever get their own title and be spotlight? Okay, what's wrong with filleting other people? We still got the lion's share of the media.
yep.
Okay,
And so,
share.
all right. So, well, on
Yes.
that note, I will say I agree with
Sorry.
Ruben Squire 100%. We'll move forward into your favorite Sunday opening, as always. Pop Culture Corner, where we talk about everything pop culture and more. This week, there's going to be a couple of unique stories in Pop Culture Corner. The first
Oh,
one that we're going to open up with is, I know y'all have seen this. I know I have seen it, at least the trailer for it. But it's a little game by the name of Uno, No Mercy.
Ah,
oh yeah.
Uh,
I'm in.
this game is
I
said
see
to
it.
have existed. I still have yet to see it. I tried to buy it on multiple occasions, can't ever find it at Walmart. Always sold out.
What game is that?
Uno No
Uno.
Mercy. This game is said to have is said to contain a draw 100 and a draw infinity. First and foremost, I think draw infinity is a stupid one because it pretty much, if you're only playing with two people, it pretty much ends the game because one person just has to keep drawing until there's no more cards, and then once there's no more cards and one person is holding them, they lose, the other person doesn't. So if you're playing in a game for two and you have, actually, matter of fact, you pretty much screw everybody out of being able to win in a
Look,
multiplayer game because how? If it's
look,
draw
look, look.
infinity, that means you have to keep drawing until all the cards are gone. It's not like
No,
draw
no, no.
eight.
Listen,
It's not
listen,
like
listen,
draw. Well, even draw 100, there
listen.
ain't
I will
100
tell you
cards in a
this.
deck.
Well, no, 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 no. I get no, I get that. But here's my thing. Here's my thing. I play Uno like right. I play Uno right now. Preferably of course on on a console.
Mm,
But like
yeah,
right
it
now,
is.
I'm still having problems with Uno Flip.
What
Okay,
was Uno Flip?
and yeah, Uno Flip. You turn the cards over for different colors, but you have a certain card, and you could turn it over. You make you have the whole entire deck to turn it over, and then you keep on. You still keep on. Pressing on with the cards.
yeah.
I will tell you this: play that. That's some no mercy shit. That's some no mercy. That will have that will have you getting into arguments with that. Uno flip.
Nah.
Whatever this
I
Uno no mercy is, I think it's kind of a stunt because a draw 100 and a draw infinity,
Well,
I ain't
draw one.
buying that.
Well, draw 100 and draw infinity. Like I said, they would effectively be game
Yeah,
enders.
yeah.
So,
That
what were we
that
gonna
that
say? What
yeah,
were we gonna
that
say, Dave?
um I'm going to say that in the future, historians will point to this game as the cause of the rise of family eliminator serial killers.
You made your
This
children play Uno Mercy. I will
no,
show you
it's
none.
we
no,
hey,
no.
listen,
This is
we
going to
just
be
talking about Uno.
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
This is
Uno.
yeah.
I've
Uno is
seen
bad
family
enough.
fights, bro. Listen,
Yeah,
I have seen family fights
Uh,
behind
I
getting a draw four, or you
no
getting, or you get the stack builder, and then you end up with 32 motherfucking cards. Shit,
no no
that's a fight.
yeah no arguments for me on that.
uh,
Exactly. I mean,
Boom.
and Monopoly is
I've
bad
seen it.
enough.
you know, well, I'll say it like this: everybody talks about how Monopoly is a family killer or a friendship killer, and it is. I don't deny that. But I think here's the different ways that Uno and Monopoly destroy you. Uno shows you that when the cards are down and your friend has to choose between you and them, they're gonna choose themselves.
Yeah,
So if we ever playing in the Hunger Games, don't expect me to have your back, like that type of thing. You know, uh
What kind of
you
fuck?
know
whereas yeah
I'm
yeah,
like, whereas
and
Monopoly, the
it shows
game,
your shady side.
well,
It shows
Monop-
your real shady side.
Monopoly, you become more and more irritated with the shady shit the longer the game goes on. Because Monopoly could
No, no.
literally go on for
Oh
24
no!
hours.
Oh no!
No,
No
Like,
I
no!
don't listen. I don't do that. Listen, I don't do that milking that milking kind of shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you, like like my youngest son, God bless him. Okay, back in the day, okay, he decided he wanted to talk so much shit, talking about, yeah, I'm beat him. Okay, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna show you up. Blah blah blah. Okay, my other son, he already knew what time it was, but the youngest son, okay, I had all his properties. Okay. I made him go into the negative. I took and bought all his houses, mortgaged all his shit.
how
Okay.
and how long did you have that boy
Don't
sitting
play me.
there?
Huh?
How
Oh,
long did you have that boy sitting
I
there?
didn't have to do it for I didn't have to do it for long. I didn't milk
Yeah,
it.
A minimum game of
I'm coming straight
Monopoly,
at your
a minimum
throat.
game of
About
Monopoly
maybe an
takes about
hour
an
and a
hour.
half we played that game.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
About an hour
But
and a half.
I
Monopoly is a war of
Because I made him
attrition.
broke.
yeah,
Monopoly is a
and
war of attrition. Whether you win or
but
not, it takes fucking forever to get to the end. And
yes,
that's why most Monopoly fights that start are on Monopoly games that have been going for 6, 7, 8 hours because people are
Well,
just
no,
tired
because
and they're
well,
done
no,
yeah.
playing this
we'll
game.
see,
And then they
but
just start
it's
yelling at each other and they just start
but see
releasing it to each other. That's where
here's the thing.
that's why I'm saying it's two different types of breaking you. With Uno, it shows you can't trust the person. Monopoly literally breaks the whole family because y'all sit there and play it for so long when you try to play it fair and you ain't trying to just dig on nobody. When you play it fair and straightforward, it's a 6 to 8 hour experience that by the end of it you're
When
ready to just let it go.
when was the last time you ever
Yeah,
played a
we played
straight and fair game of Monopoly? What?
yeah. Cause I'm gonna tell you, like
Hence why
Dude,
most
on some
of them
real
end in
shit though.
fights.
But
dude,
look
I
on some real shit. Cause look, I don't know how y'all play. I don't know how y'all play 3 or 4, 6 or 7 hours, but I'm gonna tell you, you going for broke. Cause cause see the way we deal, we bargain. And I'm telling you, I
exactly.
drive hard bargains that will
I
make you give up that
And see,
money.
that's where I would
Okay.
frustrate the hell
I
out of you.
hustle hard.
I don't
Okay.
trade or bargain with nobody. I don't give
I will.
what you
Oh
give
no,
Yeah,
me. I ain't
I
giving you shit
guarantee
that
you.
I got.
No, no,
Like,
bro.
trust me. Like,
Listen.
that's just the
I
way
will
I
break
play.
you, man.
No,
Look,
bro, you
I
wouldn't.
broke.
Like, we would be
Look,
sitting there for
look.
hours of you making me deal after deal, and me just going, nope, nope, and you'd be like,
we
but you
ain't
got to
even
take this one.
playing.
You
Nope.
We
want to
ain't
test
even
that?
playing the
You want to
Monopoly's
test
breaking
that?
this group.
Do you want to test that?
Oh, we can test it.
Do you
We
want to
can
test
test
it?
it. I'll have your three favorite properties and never let them go. And none of them will have anything to do with the
See,
other. Like
Oh
see,
no, no,
I
no.
I
I'm
will
telling you.
I
Listen.
will say with no shame whatsoever, that the last time I played Monopoly with my family, it
uh,
was me against my 12-year-old nephew and my 8-year-old niece,
poor
and
kids.
I made a deal to
That's
get
fucked up, Dave.
Park Place with my niece. I got the Boardwalk Park Place by saying, if if I buy this from you from property, you will never have to pay rent on Boardwalk and Park Place again,
Dang.
ever. Okay, no matter what gets built on there.
Man,
She
bruh.
went for it.
And she went for it.
She went for it. And my
Dave, I
nephew
believe
Have
that's
some
started
called child
mercy,
no,
abuse.
man.
no.
I,
Yes,
I believe that's called child abuse,
she
taking
she
advantage
learned she learned she
of
can't
a naive child.
she learned she can't trust Uncle Dave with Monopoly at that point. Okay, everything else she can trust me to the end of the earth. Not
Uh,
Monopoly. There is
nah,
no trust
nah,
in
nah, nah.
Monopoly.
Nah,
Yeah,
there
you
isn't.
know,
There isn't. We all
they're
playing to
really
win.
they're really yeah, because you know what though? But see, my whole thing is this. If you come in humble,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we're gonna play the game.
yeah.
But the minute you come in there and you talking that rah-rah shit, and I mean like and like we play like in the hood playing Monopoly and just like boom 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 and man oh man, come on now.
yeah.
We
All right.
bargained.
So,
I
Okay.
promise you.
okay. So we'll move forward from that and go into more MCU news. As
Yeah.
despite the fact that they have pulled Blade from the 2025 release schedule, they have put Spider-Man 4 on the July 2026 release
Sony
schedule.
has.
Sony
Sony
has.
Yeah.
has.
Yeah,
Because
Sony did that.
it's still Sony trying
Hey,
to, you know,
if I
do
was
what they
Sony, I would have just said, look, I've always said this about the Spider-Man situation. I would have said, look, I'm not gonna sell the IP back to you completely, but here's what I will do. You can use it in however many movies you want.
and
I just
that's
want
what
to
they've
cut a
done
movie.
with that's what
Yeah,
they've done with Spider-Man.
yeah.
The problem with Sony and is that they're turning what's left into absolute crap.
Oh well, I don't know. I like Into
So
the Spider Verse. I thought it was a pretty good
Oh,
movie.
right.
wait a minute.
No, okay, aside from Into the Spider-Verse,
Yeah,
I'm talking about the live action stuff. You know, even though I don't like Venom, okay, Venom is like a no-brainer.
yeah.
Okay, they're focusing on Morbius, on Madam Web, on they're trying to spin
Craven?
shit.
Yeah.
Craven, they're trying to spin shit into
Well, I thought
gold.
Craven was MCU.
No, no,
Yeah. No,
that's
no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no, that's
no.
Sony verse. Yeah,
Yeah.
Is it?
you know
Okay.
that, and they no matter they keep thinking that if they just keep banging their head against that wall long enough, they're going to bust through. No, I'm
Uh,
sorry. Okay,
yeah,
it ain't happening because you're focusing on the wrong characters that you have the rights to.
yeah,
Nobody cares about Madam Web. You want to know what's going to get the asses in the seats for the Sony Spider Verse? Black Cat.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, put
Well,
Sydney
well, well, well,
Sweeney in that suit, in that tight leather suit. You
okay.
will see the money flowing in like a river
Okay,
instead of
Now
okay.
Madam Web.
I will tell you this because I just just made me think about that. So you guys already know that Spider-Man Noir
Yeah.
Yes,
is
and
filming right now
we just got the
with
pictures. Yeah, Nick
yeah,
Cage.
we just they're doing that and that's Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
so we can
Go,
get some, and I actually like this
go,
Spider-Man noir character
go.
because
oh yeah,
that's Peter Parker in the 1930s.
Heck yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And I think that that's going to be a well, it's going to be another Spider Verse type of
Oh yeah. I think that's gonna be, and this is supposed. I think this that Spider-Man Noir is gonna be a series.
yeah,
Yeah.
Which yeah,
On Amazon, I
I
it's
believe.
going to be
okay. It's on
it's going to be
Amazon.
a series.
That's
Yes.
the
Yeah.
only question. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, Sony once again is snatching defeat from the jaws of victory,
As always.
which is as always okay.
Uh,
And you know, this should be a no-brainer. And that's what they did with Spider-Man himself. Is that they finally decided, hey, look, we can get more money just by letting Marvel use the character. We're not letting them have the other characters that we have the
yeah.
rights to.
Which I
The
think
rest
they
of
should
the
have just
Spider-Man.
turned over the whole catalog to Marvel and said,
Exactly.
"Here, please go make us billions."
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
like
Exactly.
you turn that
I
over to
mean,
No,
Kevin
but
Feige and give him that roster of whatchamacallits, and yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
but Sony's gonna keep is gonna is gonna keep
getting in its own
you know
way.
still keep a tie. Yeah, but now let me just say this. But let me just say this. What's really been going on too, and I really don't want to switch, completely on a sidebar with the Spider-Man stuff, but Activision has gotten back. They've been talking about. Rumor has it that they're about to re-release a lot of these Spider-Man games, Web of Shadows, Shattered Dimensions, and also including the Deadpool game.
Nice,
Hmm.
And I would
nice.
love to see
See
a
upgrades,
re-release of that.
big time.
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
But yeah, one last thing on the Spider-Man,
yeah.
on the
Then
Sony
then we'll move
Spider-Verse,
forward. Yeah,
yeah, is that Sony Spider-Verse now has a live action film has a perfect record of rotten films, but
yeah.
according to Rotten Tomatoes,
Low scores on Rotten
every
Tomatoes.
yeah, the critic scores, the
Yeah,
audience scores are up in in the 70s and 80s,
yeah.
but the critic scores are all down 50s, 40s, 30s.
Damn. Well, like I
From
said,
the
they
critic.
it's kind of like that Bart Simpson meme that's out there, or gift that's out there with him holding the cake and he holds it up and it says, "You tried."
Yep,
Uh,
yep,
but yeah,
exactly.
like I said, it's time to just shut that down, turn the characters over to Marvel, and let them do work their magic. All right,
Yeah.
so we are going to move forward to a couple of quick announcements that we'll kind of just talk about real quick. In the guise of this being a Gen X station and us consistently making ourselves feel old as Gen Xers, we will celebrate that on October 24th we hit the 30th anniversary of the one, the only Gargoyles. For those of you who don't
Hmm.
know, Gargoyles was an amazing show that, oh my
Yeah.
God, who was it that voiced the
Keith
main
David.
Keith David
Keith David.
as the main gargoyle, and then Riker from Star Trek
Yeah.
as prime, basically
Oh,
the
not just
anti villain.
Riker. Oh, not just Riker as Xanatos. Maria Sirtis as Demona.
Hmm.
Uh, Brent Spiner as
Oh really?
Owen slash Puck.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Nice. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It
man.
was
Go ahead.
Michael Dorn as Coldstone.
They had the whole TNG cast, huh?
They had this was like, yeah, it really was. And it just it completely boggles my mind that Disney, profit focused Disney, has never done anything
With the
to
gargoyles.
do an animated movie, to do a live action movie. We've had so much teasing about a live action movie. Jordan Peele was attached to direct the
Oh, I
Gargoyles live
wish.
action.
I wish.
That would
Like,
have been, yeah. But
but I here's the thing about it. There are vivid memories that I have of sitting in front of my mother's color TV. Yeah, I said color TV, and watching that show on the Disney Channel when cable first came out, and you could get the Disney Channel back when they had the Mickey Mouse Club that came on every day.
yep,
Yes, the same Mickey Mouse Club that eventually starred Justin Timberlake and all them other people.
Britney
Um,
Spears
yeah,
and yeah, yeah.
and
Oh,
watching
real quick.
Gargoyles. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh no,
Real
I just
quick,
want to say real quick. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Rio Boss
yo,
12
what's
and
up?
King
hey,
Cole.
hey,
No, definitely didn't want to rule you out, but we kind of figured that we give you the shout out with the typing in with the shout outs and so forth. But
Yeah,
our moderator is coming in right now, so we're gonna be keeping it focused on here. So that's what's good. All
what's
right,
up,
so
good
yo,
thing?
let's go. What's
Uh,
good, good thing? What's good? What's good? What's
all
yeah.
good,
right.
man?
Uh, but yeah, so like it just it doesn't necessarily make me feel old, but here's the thing about it. I I say it the way that I heard it said on a show called The Conners on ABC when
Right.
Dan said he goes, I don't feel old. Then I look in the mirror. And it's the gray hair, it's the wrinkles on the face, it's the not young face that I see when I look in the mirror that makes me realize that I'm getting old. But I
Yeah.
will forever still have vivid memories of things like Gargoyles. That show was an amazing. That
Exactly.
that show was telling stories on a level that not all cartoons were telling stories
Yeah.
at that time.
This was Disney's Batman the Animated Series.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong. DuckTales, great.
Oh, awesome,
Tailspin,
amazing.
fantastic.
Had nothing on Gargoyles.
Yeah,
Like,
Gargoyles, along with Batman the Animated Series, showed that you could produce mature storylines
you know,
in a kid's show
you know,
and have it be accessible.
you know, very much
And
so.
Gargoyles was definitely the business just based, like I said, just based on the voice cast alone.
Oh God.
Was
Oh
Yeah,
know,
all
yeah.
yeah,
star.
No, um,
you got Jonathan Frakes playing a villain,
Yep.
yeah.
like
Not
typecast
just a villain.
the villain.
The villain who puts Lex Luthor's level of planning to shame.
That man went back in
Right.
time. That man
Yeah.
went back in time to try to take out the gargoyles. Like,
That man has that man has an entire villainous meme
you know.
dedicated to him, the Xanatos Gambit.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say one thing, and this is off subject before we
Yeah,
move on to the next one.
yeah,
The my best villain moment ever is there's an episode within Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW where John Cryer as Lex Luthor goes from universe to universe with kryptonite, killing different Supermans. Like it's just straight hilarious. Like he's just like, hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Kryptonite. Okay, I'm out. Like and
oh,
and and it just makes it even better that it's John Cryer because, like I said, I think
yeah,
he has one of the most unique takes on Lex Luthor like
uh,
that I've seen. But
Yeah,
definitely like yeah, like that it just brings up that thought like he was just jumping from universe to universe with this book, just killing Superman. Why? Because he could. He's like
yep,
screw it. Like anyway, all right. So the next
okay,
subject will be this. It's just an announcement by me, and then we'll move on to a subject from Dave that he's got a little something to tell us about. Um, First and foremost, for any fans of the show Good Omens on Amazon,
yeah,
we were informed prior to the thing that by Mr. Dave that the Good Omens will be ending after one more 90-minute episode.
yep. They're calling it an abbreviated season three,
Yeah.
and
Does that mean they're trying to shop the show other places?
no,
No.
no.
Okay.
Um, there, not to get into it, but there is a lot of really bad stuff coming out about Mr. Neil Gaiman
Mm,
over the past year or two,
okay.
um, including that. Well, Neil basically kind of being a creep
Yeah.
towards women, especially even women who were tenants of his, um, in a group of cottages that he owned.
Mm,
Um, so this isn't just. I mean, let's face the facts. Good Omens season one told the entire book.
yeah.
Okay,
Season
season
2 or 3 were
two
just a money
onward,
grab.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm most upset about is that this is going to probably also signal the cancellation of Sandman on Netflix,
Aw.
which has been absolutely fantastic,
Yeah.
an absolutely amazing adaptation.
mm,
And
Okay.
we're not even getting into some of the greatest parts of that series.
All right.
Um,
yeah.
so
John Hamm definitely was was definitely a part of that,
Yeah.
and um, man, it was
yeah, good
it
on
was good with
season
him
two.
being Gabriel.
Yeah,
and that
He
to
was
me was kind of funny.
he was great. Yeah. Um, I you know it was fantastic. So,
Amen.
um, but things are how they are. People unfortunately disappoint you.
Yeah,
So,
that's how it is. Uh,
yep.
Thank
Oh,
you for
real
joining us, CJ Ante.
Sejante, okay, and
Sajante.
also Sejante, she is the mod, or she's usually our
Oh,
mod here
Hey,
on
hey.
First Gen Xers.
hey, hey.
So we can kind of pay attention to like especially when you're kind of busy dealing with the show, then
When I go
she
off on
can
a
tap
tangent.
in. Yeah. So we just want to go ahead and give her a decent shout out and
Hello.
Yeah.
Thanks for
making
joining
it
us and
happen.
modding for us. Appreciate it.
Thank,
Yeah.
thank you,
All
thank
right.
you.
And what will be the final subject of Pop Culture Corner? We're going to have Dave tell us a little bit about what the newest special feature is with the Heretic movie that's coming out.
Yes. So, A24 on October 30th is releasing their newest horror film, The Heretic. Which, quick summary, it's Hugh Grant being evil.
Okay.
Um,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
you've
I
got
saw
two.
that trailer.
You
I
got two nice Mormon girls doing the missionary thing, going to the door. Hugh Grant opens it up, and he says, "Well, yes, I'd love to hear more about you." And they, of course, ask if his wife is at home because
Yeah.
girl missionaries can't go into a home without another woman being present there.
Right.
And so he says, "Oh yes." So she's right in here, and she's just baking a blueberry pie. And they go in, and he locks them in, and they don't know until they go around and they see that dude's got a blueberry pie Glade Airwick plugged in, and that's where the blueberry pie scent is. So on October 30th, when you go see Heretic in certain theaters, it will be accompanied by the scent of blueberry pie being baked in the theater.
Oh my goodness. Oh
That's some
my goodness.
that's some that's some major fuckery. But
Exactly.
you know
It's a
it. But
deep
you know what
level mind
it,
fuckery.
and it's really crazy because Hugh Grant has played a couple of villains.
Yeah, he
You
doesn't.
know,
It's not his thing
like
because he is such a generally nice guy.
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean
Hollywood pickups aside,
yeah, because like when like in Dungeons and Dragons,
Yeah.
come on man, that was
That movie was pretty good. I liked
it, it was
he was
okay.
an
it.
asshole, man.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays the smarmy asshole completely, but this is like legitimate
Like,
psychological torture. Yeah,
yeah.
and
Oh man.
I mean, I'm
It's kind
I'm
of
with you
like
there, but
it's not Hugh Grant. Is it Jeremy Renner that's in this new horror movie about these people being this family being taken up to a cabin? And I think it is Jeremy Renner. Like,
No,
but no, who is it?
no.
I can't remember the name of the movie.
It's not called Trap, is it?
No, no.
Okay.
is
All right.
it one of the is it the strangers?
I think it might be.
Yeah, that's an entire series at this point. They're on like number two or three. But
Oh,
anyway, yeah. But I mean, I think this is brilliant. I mean, we're old, but we're not like 1950s old,
Yeah.
where you go into a theater and they have some stunt stuff going on.
Yeah.
Like there was a film called The Tingler.
he said
The
19.
Literally,
Tingler.
yeah, The Tingler. Yeah, and it was literally about this alien parasite invading, and one of the signs was like this sudden shock to your backside. And the dude I can't remember his name, but he was this absolutely famous promoter to the point where they made a comedy biopic about him starring John Goodman.
Right.
But dude actually went in the theaters that this was promoted, and this guy was like, Rich
Yeah.
Roger Corman's here, dude is up here.
Dang.
Okay, he went into the theater that this was premiering at, and he put and wired up chairs in the movie theaters to deliver electrical shocks at random intervals to make people think that this parasite is in the theater.
Yeah, see, I don't need that much realism to my horror. I'm perfectly fine with sitting in a normal seat, no shocky, no vibraty, no none of that, and
Yeah,
just watching the movie. Like it can
yeah,
take place in another universe. I can see through the portal into the other
right.
universe. It's okay.
But it's simply because it was because so much was coming out
Yeah,
in with the B movie roles and everything, and it's
yeah.
like,
Do something to
how
set
are we
yourself
going to be
off.
talking? It's like we're going to be adding in these over the top elements
Yeah,
physically into the movie
Yeah,
experience. Yeah,
yeah. I'm not here
no,
for it.
that's just not gonna work for me.
I'm going to
That's not.
tell you guys exactly what that is. That's our doing too much moment of the week. Anyway, one last thing I
No.
wanted to just comment on before we move forward into our commercial block is for those of you who have been watching, you'll know what I'm talking about. For those of you who haven't, I'm only 5 episodes in to to the third season of Legend of Vox Machina, but they deliver yet again. It's been amazing so far. I love.
I have not been able to I have not been able to watch it because it's been so much. It's
Let him
been
out.
like really so much going
No.
on
You don't need to
because
do that. Just
now
open up the bar. Sorry,
I'm getting
sorry.
ready to
yeah,
I'm getting ready to get onto this like a dragon Yakuza.
yeah.
Because that's a game series that I've
For
religiously
future
played.
reference, Madison,
I
it just
think
means that somebody's
like maybe
that something's
7 of
stuck
them
in his throat.
games.
I just want to open
Speaking
his mouth
of
and see what's in
games and remakes, we're getting season two of Fallout a couple years earlier than expected.
it. Nice. I'm still mad because
They,
they canceled Halo. Anyway, I thought that show
that's
was
not
good.
Amazon. That's
I
Apple
know.
TV.
I know.
Yep.
Well, wasn't it
And
Paramount
No, no,
Plus?
no, no, no. That was Amazon. No, that was Paramount
Halo.
Plus.
Yeah, Halo was
Halo is
Halo
Paramount
was
Paramount.
Plus.
Paramount Plus.
Okay.
Yeah, slap them around.
Okay. Gladly.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So go on, Dave.
And one last thing on the video game to live action uh, news. Apple is going to be making an Oregon Trail movie.
We were going to get into that in video
Uh,
game corner.
I have a
We
substitute for that in Video Game Corner, but yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But yeah.
So
So yeah, but yeah, like that. That sounds like it's going to be interesting.
it's
Like
going to be it's going to be a comedy drama.
I'm
But
wondering, is somebody going to die from dysentery?
yeah, you can bet that that's going to be happening.
And you know what? If the Terry ain't Terry Crews, I'm not going.
Uh,
If it ain't Terry Crews that they diss and he just hits somebody so hard he kills them, and they say you died from dysentery, like yeah, I'm not there for it. I'm
yep,
Yeah.
good. I'm into
yep.
corny jokes like that. What can I say? What can I say?
But yeah, so
All
lots of
right.
stuff. And one last pop culture note. I was talking with Kev about before we got on. Marvel Comics. Um, in the shakeup of the end of the Krakoa era, Marvel Comics teams have been reformed, and the Avengers, traditional 7 pack, but the Avengers now have Storm,
Yay!
Black Panther,
Yay!
and Captain America Sam Wilson, all
Yay!
on the same team.
Hey, I'm down for it. I'm here for it. I
That
might
is,
go buy it myself.
I'm going to be down just for Storm and Black Panther
Yeah,
being on the same team and maybe even getting back to reconciling.
yeah. Yeah.
I
That's an
I I'm
important
totally,
combo there.
after reading the retconning of Storm's history,
Hmm.
where she and T'Challa met as children. Okay, yeah, I don't see this as a forced relationship anymore. This is a generally cool thing.
Like there's two
So
kids that fell in love over time.
yeah,
Um, yeah, I can't wait to see where they go with it. Can't wait to see.
yeah,
Not a big
and
comic reader, but I might sign up for Marvel Unlimited just to be able to read
yeah,
that right
and
there.
and Scarlet Witch and Vision are back on the same team. Although
Yeah.
who knows what's going to go on with them. But the title pages in the Avengers comic books basically has the circular portrait of the characters with their names and also their titles/roles in there. Like for example, Iron Man, the engineer, in there. Captain America, the Patriot. The issue before this, Thor leaves the Avengers because Thor's got to go do Asgardian stuff. Thor was listed as the god. Storm is now the goddess.
The
for
goddess,
Avengers.
nice.
Yes.
She is a goddess, so.
Yep.
All right. So we'll wrap that up there. We'll say our first see you later, because we're going to be back on the opposite side of this about 5-10 minute commercial block. And I hope you guys continue to join us. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more. We're probably going to jump right into SmackDown Corner so that way we can get into all the good video game topics that we have for today.
Yeah.
So thank you for joining us here on the Cheap Pop Podcast, home of pop culture, wrestling, and video games. I'm Doug Lord 100. That's the Saint. He's Rune Scryer. And yeah, we'll see you guys in a couple minutes. Peace.
You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. You got to keep it. You got to keep it lovely. Success comes right after the struggle. I ain't even giving up on whatever I wanted. The tragedies I've seen, I can't even stomach. Most of y'all weak as shit and would've started running. Every time I make it back to the crib, I'm thankful the Most High let me see all of it. Grateful I'm lovely, and I'm being real with this. Please don't judge me, I'ma stay on my shit. I'ma keep a grind mode button, push it, make it do something. No balls for me, cause I'm a loose cannon. I get to choose, camera, switch it up, look up a new banner. Keep smoking on that banner.
We back at it. Yep, we still doing it. Poetic beat. First GenXers. Gia. Let's get it, y'all. Come on. We back in the building. It's been a long time cooking in the soup kitchen. And I'm chilling with the Saint. Dropping these beats, won't stop, nope, I can't. Let me get up in the lab, turn it up. Game on with the first GenXers. What's up? Let's flip on the switch or the Xbox and get up in my zone, I'm clowning. Let me clear my throat for a minute. Shout out to my folks while I'm in it. It ain't nothing but love, it's babe minutes. I really don't know what's so who ain't feeling this. And this is only the beginning. Now versus then, this is something for the chillin'. Poetic got the joints like McDonald's. I'm loving it. It's the first gen. We're now rocking with Poetic Beats. This is the first GenXers production. Get your PlayStations out. Get your Xbox out. Get your Switch out. Let's get it in, y'all. Holla back.
They say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But the definition of beauty
Hello, y'all. Hello, and we are back. Thanks for the notification, Real Boss. We're gonna have to check out that Halloween Havoc. Should be a great show. Ethan Page taking on Trick Williams. Oh, God, Trick. Yep. So, as we come back in from break, we'll jump immediately into SmackDown. Ale, 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 ale. Where we talk everything wrestling and its relation to, well, us. So, all
Okay.
right, man. So, first thing we'll talk about real quick is the ending to Monday Night Raw and its relation to the ending of Friday Night SmackDown. So, for those of you who don't know, the main event of Raw this week was Jey Uso defending the Intercontinental title against Braun Breaker, who ended up winning the title back. This is Braun's second title reign as IC champ. And what you had happen was Solo and the boys tried to get involved. Jay rebuked them, got distracted, ended up catching a spear from Braun, and ended up dropping the title. Which leads us to the end of SmackDown, which conveniently, in wrestling this happens all the time, where conveniently the Bloodline had their tag team titles on the line against the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, and Roman and Jimmy get involved, and the Bloodline is able to fight off Roman and Jimmy. And then out comes Mr. Man with the master plan, Jey Uso, who proceeds to, lay out a couple of Tongans in the ring, Tamatonga, Tongaloa, a couple Tongans, and allow the Motor City Machine Guns to win their first titles in their third match in WWE. So the Motor City Machine Guns are now your new WWE Tag Team Champions. Saints, your thoughts on the sequence of events? Delete. No.
First of all, let's just get straight to the setup. Okay. The Motor City Machine Guns. Yeah. That was boss. That was definitely top of the line. But my thing is this. Let's talk about what happened on SmackDown.
That's
That
what we're
was
doing.
crazy.
Yeah.
That was off the hook. But what you guys don't know is because we already there, and I mean, the spoilers are out there, so
Yeah.
we already know that the taping took place last night for next
Yeah.
week's SmackDown.
Yeah.
And
Because they're going to be on their way to Crown Jewel
yeah,
by next Friday. Yeah.
but see, here's the thing though. There's been a clip that has been all over the web
I know which one you're talking about.
that, yeah, that they talked about, actually, getting it in. And
Well,
Roman Reigns,
yeah.
he,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
It's going to be an interesting one. Yeah. Well, the video that he's talking about is that there's a video of next week of Jimmy J and Roman standing in a ring, and basically Roman yeets. The crowd goes wild, and all three of them stand there to Roman's music in classic Bloodline style with the ones in the air. And let me tell you, man. I think this is going to be interesting. I think it's going to be. I think a lot of people were right, and I have to admit when I'm wrong. I believe that it will end up being probably Sami Zayn alongside, because they're not going to have Cody at Survivor Series. I believe Cody's probably going to be defending the belt, so they're not going to have him in the Bloodline match. They might go that route where Cody is the fourth member of the Bloodline. Which reminds me, there was a clip I saw today earlier on the Roman Reigns fan club Instagram page. It was a video, and it's Roman as a baby face hella days ago with the original bloodline, right? Um,
Hmm.
and Roman looks young, Jay looks young, Jimmy looks young. This is before main event Jey Uso, right hand man, like this is before all that. And Roman's like, yeah, yeah, go get Ambrose. This is when Hook and John Moxley was still in WWE and he was still Dean Ambrose. He's like, go get Ambrose, 4-on-4. Let's do it tonight. Yeah, what? And he goes, Ambrose. He's like, yeah, go get him. And Roman's like all hyped about it. He goes, dude, Ambrose got a triple threat match later tonight. Like he can't. Oh, all right. Well, all right, never mind it. It's just one of those moments where it was just hilarious to see. But yeah, I can't wait till next week SmackDown. I can't wait to see this part of the bloodline come back together. I can't wait to see. Here's the one thing that everybody thinks differently to me. Everybody else thinks it's going to end up being a 4-on-4 match, and they're just going to add one more member uh, to to Roman's crew of him, Jay, and
Nah,
Jimmy. I
I
think it's
don't.
going
I
to be
don't think so.
5-on-5. And I think because The Rock is either going to start on Roman's side and then end up on Solo's side, or he's going to come out and be on Solo's side. I think he's going to come out and support Solo. And so you'll have Solo, the Gods of Destruction, um, and Jacob and Solo on one side with Roman, Jimmy, Jay. I'm thinking probably Sami Zayn, and then one other person opposite them. But we'll see. We'll see. It's got to come together.
No, I'm looking forward to this fatal four way for the tag belts for the
Oh yeah,
women's.
next week. Oh well, next
Yeah,
week. No, you got the
that.
Fatal Four Way, the individual Fatal Four Way, but at Crown Jewel, yeah, you got Bianca Belair versus Piper Niven and Chelsea Green versus the
Mm.
team from NXT. I can't think of their name. Lash and dang
It's
it.
called four something.
Yeah, and then Io Sky and Kari Sane, like Damage Control. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting match. That's gonna be a really interesting match. I can see the belts changing hands. I don't know which of those three would be deserving, but I could see the belt changing hands for sure.
Hmm. And I think this is I think something's gonna happen to where somebody's gonna turn between and I just smell it coming.
Yeah.
The journey between Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I still see it
Telling
coming, but
I'm telling you
I
right
still see
now,
it.
if it's gonna happen, the earliest it's gonna happen is Royal Rumble. You're not. Yeah, you could plant seeds now, but to break them up now, I think we still got a couple more months of them, like either holding the tag team titles or chasing after the tag team titles. But yeah, the turn is coming. Like I said, I don't know really whether or not they have that match is going to be determined by whether or not Jade Cargill is actually ring ready because she's still considered rough around the edges. So
Green.
yeah, so
Yeah.
as far as WWE style, but all right. So that'll
I
do
mean,
it
it
for.
could
Go ahead.
happen.
Yeah, it
It
could
could
happen.
happen.
No, no, you're on the right path. I just think you're a little early on the payoff. Well, I'll say, all right. So next thing we're gonna do is jump into your favorite section of the show, and that's because it has the fanciest intro out of all of our sections, and that is the cheap.
Live stream.
All right, so we're gonna open this segment up by allowing the Saint to take center floor and talk
Okay.
to us about Call of Duty 6.
Okay, y'all. Let's face it. I had to get on the Call of Duty, and not necessarily by design, but
It's free
you
on
guys
Game Pass.
know.
Shit,
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's not just
a
on Game
whole
Pass
bundle.
because you have to remember. Let me put it to you this way. I have had hits and misses over the years with Call of Duty because these some of the weapons are not, I mean, they look real, but some of them aren't. You know what I mean? They have fancy names and other shit that goes with them. Okay, but it got a little ridiculous. Storylines, and then of course, the Cold War stuff. I started wanting to get back into it because it was all good. But Black Ops 6, this takes place in the 90s. This is just before Bill Clinton gets into office or what have
The
you.
second coolest president
Um,
we've ever had.
okay.
Swagger.
Anyway,
I'm not talking about politics. I'm just talking about swagger. I'm not talking politics.
not like I said. Okay.
Hey, Barack
No,
Obama is the coolest
not
president
even I
we've ever
mean.
had.
Actually, I'm going with Teddy Roosevelt. Name
Yeah.
another president that's been shot in the chest and then finishes the speech.
Yeah.
See, I think that's strong, but I don't
That,
necessarily know if I
that's
call it cool.
swagger.
I don't know
That's
if I call
swagger.
it cool.
He
Like,
finished, but he finished the speech. But
Yeah,
at any rate, though,
yeah.
the campaign I have not yet played, but I'm going to because this is like one of these quote unquote first person perspective Metal Gear moments as to where there are missions where you can take down, you can fulfill the objective in any kind of way. And
yeah,
that's never really happened in a Call of Duty game where
Huh.
you can take where you can
kind of the equivalent
actually
of open world.
take it down. You can either go in guns blazing, you could choose the objective, or you can go in there and take every motherfucker out and still take care of business. And see, those are the kind of choices I like to play because I like to play stealth
Yeah.
in my games and hand to hand combat.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't?
It's good, but the zombies are great.
Yeah.
The zombies are great. They went back to the old style where you have to go and you have to kill the got to kill enough, but you got to get that money up, and by waves, and you get different weapons, and you customize the characters. It's really good, and
Yeah.
of course multiplayer. Well, there's a couple of videos, or there was a couple of screens, a couple of maps that I really don't care for too much.
Okay.
I'll have to adapt to them, but overall, I give this one about maybe an 8. And this is probably the most invested that I've been into a Call of Duty game since the very first Black Ops.
Wow.
And that, to me,
I love
is
Black
probably
Ops, the original.
still the mark. Yeah, the original Black Ops.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because that was Cold War at its best.
Yep.
I like those kind of and it was taking place in the it was like taking place in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, I like that kind of shit
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
during the
100%.
Vietnam conflict. And of course, the zombies was the zombies had Kennedy, Nixon, Khrushchev, and Castro all up in the
In the
trying to
mix, yeah.
survive. Yeah. So yeah,
So-
it's all good though.
Worth playing, like I
good.
said. You can check it out. I don't know how long it's going to be on Game Pass, but it's like a full bundle pack. It comes with the game and like 4 or 5 different bundles that they put out with it. So if anything, check it out. I'm not a big Call of Duty game player, so I don't have much to say on it. It looks cool. Like you said, I haven't played since I think Black Ops 2. And that was because the campaign mode on Black Ops 2, if you were good enough at the game, was about 15 minutes long. And I was just like, yeah, you got to give me more than that. I'm not an online player, so you got to woo me with the campaign, with the offline campaign. So
Yeah.
Well, this one's going to be more on a historical context because that the first Cold War game, or the first one, Cold War, they were, they had to go in there and talk to Ronnie, you know what I'm saying? Like Ronnie Reagan,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And there was an objective, and it's like, yeah, okay, this, it was a good, a good story.
yeah.
So yeah, I love the campaigns now. you
All
know.
right.
And this one, I think this is gonna suffice.
All right, Dave. Well, all right. Dave, any thoughts on Call of Duty?
Not my jam, so not my place to say.
Fair enough. All right, so we are going to get to something that is a little bit more your jam with the next subject here. Is
Yeah.
since this is about gaming, so on and so forth, we touch on a little bit of everything. Evidently, guys, there is a Mass Effect board game being put out, and there's enough lore. Why not? Like, it's basically a tabletop board game based around the Mass Effect universe, and gentlemen, being
Yeah,
that
but
we've
which
all
universe?
very true. Let's look it up. Let's look it up and see. It's
Yeah,
Mass Effect, the board
yeah, yeah. You gotta come up with that because if it comes with the shepherd, then yeah,
Mhm.
I'm definitely with it. Not that I have a problem with Andromeda,
Yeah.
but around the shepherd universe, yeah.
game. All right. It's designed by Eric Lang and Calvin Wong. Zaloon, both with art by David Benzal. It's called Priority Hagalis. A Mass Effect style is a campaign game with branching quests and alternate endings. More than 10 unique missions are neatly bound together in a campaign book containing each mission's map along with the various objectives. Each mission has a neutral, paragon, and renegade objectives, and the list of the enemies you'll be facing. This campaign book, paired with a narrative book, handles the story and what the results of your actions turn out to be. Like I said, he said love that more campaign games are opting to use books for their maps and are shifting away from the cardboard titles to construct maps yourself. Okay, yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I could dig it.
Yeah,
Yep.
I could dig it.
it goes
It's
for
good to read.
all right,
It's
cool.
just good to read.
Yeah, no, it's good to see that they're putting out another board game that's gonna tie people up at the table for another 30 years.
All right.
All right.
There's a lot of video games crossing over into tabletop board game sphere.
Yeah.
There is a Fallout board game.
Really?
Not, not in addition to um, a tabletop role playing game, an official one for Fallout. There is also Fallout board game. I think there might be even two of them. So yeah, so it's all cross marketing.
I was gonna say it's jumped the other way. We have a D&D video game. We have a Vampire the Masquerade video game. It's jumped the other way because there's a market for it. Pretty much
Yep.
like think about it. The same most of the same people who play D&D and Dungeons and Dragons play video games.
Yep.
Like the two go hand in hand. Um, but but yeah, I'm glad to see it going the other way though. I would
Yep.
love, you know. Does anybody remember if there ever was a Super Mario Brothers board game? I thought I remembered there being one, but
Dude.
I don't remember.
Unless it was like unless it was like maybe a Monopoly edition or
I
something
think
like
that
that.
there is. I'm not sure, but I I remember the Pac-Man board game
Yeah.
where all the marbles and each player a had a Pac-Man, and each space you went on, you depressed the Pac-Man and you ate up the marble as you go.
Ate up the. That should be great. That should be awesome.
That
Yeah.
was, yeah,
Like the games they gave us, they gave us games that were either really really fun or gave you lifelong trauma.
yeah,
Like, like whether you're talking about Monopoly and arguing with your family and the trauma, lifelong trauma that caused, to Operation and that damn buzzing sound waking you up in the middle of the night, to what was it, Perfection, or what was the one that you put the pieces in the thing, or and you had to do it in a certain time, or else it popped and all the
Yeah,
pieces shot in your
Perfection.
face. Perfection, yeah. Like I
okay,
said, all of our games
okay.
gave us lifelong trauma.
Okay.
Go on.
So to answer your question, yes, there is a Super Mario Brothers board game from Milton Bradley.
Wow.
In addition, that's just Super Mario Brothers um, on its own.
Yeah.
There's Super Mario Brothers Life. There's Super Mario Brothers Chess. There's all sorts of Super Mario Brothers for different board, traditional board.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers Guess Who?
All
Super Mario
characters
Brothers
from
Monopoly.
Monopoly. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, so on the thing of Super Mario Brothers, y'all remember the Saturday morning cartoon, the Super Mario Brothers cartoon that used to come
Yep.
on. And do y'all
Captain
remember?
Lou Albano.
And do y'all remember that there were multiple cartoons that aired during that time outside of just the Super Mario Brothers cartoon, and one of them
Yeah.
was the Legend of Zelda cartoon.
Yep.
And
It only
I
lasted a few episodes too.
yeah, I want to say, well, according to Amazon, one season. It was on
Yeah.
for one season. But that show appeared, enriched my life, and then disappeared. Like I like the Super Mario Brothers cartoon only came on Saturday mornings. So I used to have to wait week after week, and then they would rotate the cartoons that they played. They wouldn't give you an episode of Zelda every week. So you got like a new episode of the Zelda cartoon like once a month. I forget what the other one. It was Zelda. They had the Mario
Captain-
Brothers, and then who was the
Captain
other?
N.
Yeah, Captain N.
Captain N, the Game Master.
Yeah. So like you had to rotate through these three shows before you got back to the next episode of Legend of Zelda.
Yep.
And so like
Yeah.
that's back when animated shows were awesome. What's up?
Well, what I was going to tell you is that, and for those of you guys out there that may not know, if you have if you have the Amazon Prime, the Prime Video app,
Mm-hmm.
if you go into the upper menus, you have a thing called Live TV.
Oh yeah.
If you move over to Live TV, there's a channel called Cartoon Rewind.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
And
about.
you get episodes of, the Silverhawks, you get the Police Academy series,
Yeah.
but you get the Super
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Mario
Turtles.
Brothers Super Show,
Nice.
and then you get some of the cartoons, and then like on the weekends they kind of rotate it out, but every once in a while you will catch the Legend of Zelda,
Yeah.
those cartoons, and I promise you, like
They got a
any
Thundercats
Gen
channel.
Xer, yeah, any Gen Xer that loves old school stuff like that with those cartoons, especially like look like 6:30 one morning, I got up and it was a cartoon and it was annoying as fuck, but I'm like, wow, it was crazy. It was one called Manchi Cheese.
Manchi cheese, yes.
Yeah.
I remember the Manchi
Okay.
cheese for sure.
Yeah. Now, that's a throwback to anybody that was a little kid back during the 80s.
Yep.
And it was like that cartoon was annoying as, but
You?
these are just these kind of cartoons that like all these different types of channels. I'm telling you, Amazon Live, Amazon Prime, you go into the live TV section. I mean, classic episodes of Doctor Who, and that's my jam right there.
Yep.
And I go
Yep.
back and look at some of the old stuff. So yeah, it's crazy, but
And that's the
you
thing
know,
with it is like as I just recently discovered I want to say the Amazon Live stuff recently when fiddling around my Fire Stick that nasty minded people shut up. Anyway, and I found like I find myself watching there's a channel that shows nothing but the Connors. I happen to be into that show right now, so I will put that on, and it literally plays the entire series in chronological order. Like as soon as it gets to the last series, the last episode that they have available, it flips back
Starts
over to the
over.
pilot and starts over. But I also found a GI Joe channel. I found a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles channel. I found a Thundercats channel. I was watching Growing Pains the other day. This random episode of Growing Pains with Leo DiCaprio and Kirk Cameron and Alan Thicke and all that. Like yeah, man, like Amazon did a good thing when they started doing that. Like it's funny, like free. Oh, that's the other thing is they have two different Leverage channels for anybody that doesn't know me. Like I love the show Leverage. Like that show is it's
Yeah.
based off I believe a European show called Hustle. I'm not sure. I believe it. My boy Hob was telling me about it, but I love me some Leverage. I love all the actors in it. The original one with what's his name,
Timothy
Tim.
Hutton.
Yeah, with Timothy Hutton,
Timothy Hutton.
and even the new ones with
The
all the
new one,
original
yeah.
characters. Minus him, and it has God, what's the guy that they brought in
Noah
his place?
Wiley.
Noah Wiley.
The
Yeah,
Wiley, yeah.
who? Which, by the way, a lot of people know Noah Wiley from The Librarians. I actually remember him from a I know these two will probably know it, but a little known show that used to come on TNT for 5 seasons called Falling Skies,
Mm-hmm.
where he played a gentleman who survived the
Alien
invasion of
invasion.
yeah, the alien invasion. Yeah, and it
Right.
also Will Patton is I think his name, the guy from Remember the Titans that played the white coach in Remember the Titans. That's Will Patton, right? Yeah, he
Yeah.
was in
Yeah.
Falling Skies too. Several other people
Well, Noah
like
Wiley was also in ER too.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
He
yeah,
was
very
he
true.
was the main character in ER.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wasn't he in ER with George Clooney? Wasn't George Clooney
Yep.
on? Yep.
No, he was
Yeah.
Yep.
he was on ER for the entire run.
Clooney, or oh no,
Noah
Wiley. Ah,
Yep.
the things you learn. The things you learn.
Yep.
Here's a little factoid that I learned through a video. I wonder if it's true. The story goes that Johnny Cash and his wife used to have like sessions where they allowed people to come and just musicians and all kind of famous people and come and hang out at their house and they have jam sessions and all that. And they
I
said
can believe that.
one night when doing this, they were joined by famed comical music artist Shane Silverstein. I think his name is Shane Silverstein. Uh, and he sang them a song that he had come up with called A Boy Named Sue. And Johnny's wife took the notes from that music and put it in his bag before he went to the was it San Quentin?
Hmm.
Yeah, the prison show, and that's why he ends up performing it and trying it out there. And we got Johnny Cash's version of A Boy Named Sue. Is that Silverstein? She said Silverstein actually even put out his own version of it later on that year, after Johnny did the show at the prison, and
Yeah, that was the
and he actually won he actually the Folsom he actually won a music award for it. But that's just a little factoid to just throw in your noggin there.
Okay.
So as usual, we're going to close the show. Still haven't come up with the banner for it or whatchamacallit for it, so we'll just do it the classic way. Where can we find you next?
Yeah, that's kind of loud, sir. That's a
Yeah.
little loud.
And we'll start with
My
the
ears,
one and only
sir.
Rune Scryer. I know we're old, man. Turn down the hearing aid; it won't be as loud. Anyway,
Hmm.
My hearing is perfect. Well, I'm not gonna say my hearing is perfect. My hearing
Not
is
anymore.
excellent. No,
Not for that.
no. I have to take that. I have to take that because I occasionally, slip sometimes. So
hey, me too, man.
Right.
I'm younger and I still slip. Go on,
So-
Dave.
Okay, so I will be back on the night shift tonight, and I will be doing. Tonight I'm going back in on MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, which did hit Game Pass on October 15th, so very recently. It's free to play if you've got Game Pass. Both MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries and MechWarrior 5 Clans. I'm not playing Clans because there's a lot of really deep lore and lingo in there that would have me having to do exposition for hours while I'm playing. So
I don't want to do
I'm just
homework to
getting,
play a video game.
yeah, I'm just doing stompy, stompy, smashy, smashy, giant robot action.
There you go. All
Okay.
right. Saint, you're up next. Where can we find you next, sir?
Well, of course, y'all already know MDT Goose, always in the building. But we're gonna be doing something a little different tonight. But we still have some good music jumping off. Y'all already know what time it is, so
All
we're
right.
gonna make that happen, Captain. And
All
that's
right.
at 11 Eastern,
There you
8
go.
o'clock Pacific.
All right. And Dave, what time is is the show? Midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern?
It is midnight Pacific, 3 a.m. Eastern, so whenever I start falling asleep.
There you go. There you go. I did just to let y'all know. Yes, there's an episode way early on, if it's still available on our VOD, of me playing Final Fantasy VII, and yes, literally fell asleep in the middle of a battle and woke up like, huh? Had my microphone on, helmet on, the whole shebang. Anyway, it was a comfortable recliner. What can I say? Anyway, so whereas for where you can find me, I'm going to give you the double flip of where you can find me in two different places. You can find me later on tonight with the classroom, as O'Malley has confirmed her presence will be there. So we'll be going on at 6:15 p.m. Pacific, 9:15 p.m. Eastern, right here on Twitch TV. And then as far as video gaming, you'll catch me. You caught me earlier today playing some college football 25. You'll catch me tomorrow doing the same thing, playing some college football 25 and a split with Madden 25 as well, as we've got to play the game against the Cowboys that the 49ers have tonight to see if we can get that W.
Yeah,
So
I forgot about that.
that's that. Which is why you'll see me, just to be honest with you, when I'm doing the classroom like this for a good portion of the 45 minutes, because the Niners game will be on, unless they're up by a bunch, in which case I won't be worried about the game. So, all right, y'all.
Okay. All right, we're gonna start.
Okay.
This. We're gonna go ahead and raid.
There you go. Saint's going to rate us out.
Alright.
Hope you enjoyed us. I know we enjoyed having you.
And hey,
Y'all,
we definitely appreciate you guys. And let's make it happen, Captain.
you got
You
it.
got it.
Got it. Peace. Let me know when it's good to go.